Good morning. It's Monday, and I was doing my videos early. I am doing my videos early today. I have 5 that I have picked out. I don't know. I'm going to post them over the next couple of days. This one should probably go out today. This one's called Token Not Supposed to Be Here official music video. Somebody suggested this in my comments and said that this was like the title track to the new album or something. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me, please. You guys know I don't mind being corrected and having light criticism. If you want to be mean, be mean, that's fine. I'm not going to be mad about it. I might get a little spicy. I might get a little salty, and I might clap back, but I'm not going to hate on anybody's opinion. You can say what you want, do what you want. It's a free country. Anyway, my hair is not cooperating. You guys, I haven't started work this morning. I got to work today, so I got to get these done. But I'm going to give them each the time they deserve. So, I hope you enjoy. I'm sure you guys have seen this already. I haven't. So, this is Token, Not Supposed to Be Here. Sound on. Okay, let's see what I can do. Like I said, I'm going to respond in a way that makes sense to me. I'm not going to catch everything. So if you have an expectation of that, you're at the wrong place. Anyway, I don't know what my hair is doing. Sorry, girl problems. Anyway.
Never too different. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. At 13, I joined Cyphers in Boston. I took the train. My first time out the North Shore before touring to fame. Surrounded by these black and Spanish dudes, mid or late 20s. They could tell I lived a sheltered life, they still chose to respect me. I was timid, they were braver. I was spit, but they were better. Talking about much realer things, dead friends and gang pressure. I would just rap about rapping, but they still were never haters. Hugging my mom when they met her, told her son's gonna be major.
That's a big deal. That is a big deal because there's a lot. And, think what you want and say what you want about this. This is my opinion. Get over it. There's a big thing about how there's white rappers kind of get the short end of the stick. They don't belong. There's all the accusations, the race baiting, all of that, which I think is crap. I don't think the color of your skin matters in general. I understand that, like, if he was out there rapping about subject matter he knew nothing about, that he never experienced, that would be something I would understand, somebody kind of being like, well, you're talking about a life that you don't live. But let's say you do live that life. Should you be allowed to talk about it? Or are people not allowed to approach this genre because of their skin color, which is just as weird to me. But okay, like, people can believe what they want. I don't have to agree with them. But the fact he's saying right here is that he was surrounded by people that people would consider part of the culture, and they respected him, which is not on social media. You don't see that very often, just because people love to rage bait, and disrespect gets more views than kindness. So, and he said they were not kind to his mom. They were talking about their friends dying and gang life. And he was talking about rapping because that's what he knew. He knew that they had different backgrounds, but they still respected him. And so that is a really cool experience for him to have had. An encouragement.
But they still were never haters. Hugging my mom when they met her, told her son's gonna be major. My dad wasn't the bravest, so I looked up to those dudes as real men, my motivation. We're more talented than me, they set the bar that I was chasing. Fast forward, I'm the only one who made it. Now I'm not supposed to be here.
He's like, look at the reality of their lives and what the subject matter they were talking about and where they came from. And yet I'm the one that made it and they didn't when it comes to the music. He's making it and they didn't. And to him, he feels like, I'm not supposed to be here, because you would think that what they've gone through and what they're discussing in the subject matter that they're bringing to their music would elevate them to a place of success. right? Because they check all the boxes. So he's like, I don't belong here. I'm not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be them. But he's the only one that's making it. At least that's my interpretation. Take it for what it is.
Fast forward, I'm the only one who made it. Now I'm not supposed to be here.
It's heavy though.
My neighbors drive.
Oh, nice house, bro. I mean, seriously.
My neighbors drive a Tesla, young daughter in the backseat. Get mad when I whip fast down the cul-de-sac, happy. My other neighbors are an older couple, maybe 60s. Probably worked the whole life to get that house and drive that Bentley. 4 levels, big door, long tall stairs. On the other side, there's a crib like theirs. 3 young kids, early 20s, no parents. Every Friday night, 8 other cars are next to theirs. And I wonder what they think. Do they even know there's just that one kid paying for it? The 2 others are his bros, getting used to a lifestyle they may never reach alone. They think that I'm doing them a favor, but I don't know. What happens when I wanna move or wanna be alone? Am I selfish? Do I trick my friends with life that ain't their own? 5-star meals, cleaning ladies are their norm. I love my fucking dogs, I do anything for them. I wanna take them with me everywhere, that's what I do it for. But all they gon' resent me if one day I cannot do it no more. Feel like I'm tricking fate and all these blessings might disguise a spoiled kid with homies. I gotta remind that we not supposed to be here.
That was a lot. Okay, I wanted to let that one ride out. I have all the opinions. That's the story of my life. If you guys haven't figured out, I'm super opinionated. So this whole verse is just talking about his friends. So he's talking about his neighborhood, and he's talking about how on one side he's got this couple that probably has worked their entire life to get to the level where they could have a house that looks like this, right? They've worked their whole lives to invest into property like this. And then you have like other, a couple and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So like the people that belong in the neighborhood is what he's saying. And then you have him who's brought his friends with him. And they're, of course, people don't like when they have little kids if you're driving unsafely. You know what I mean? Because it's a safety thing. Anyway, or if you're bumping music. I used to bump music, but my God, sometimes, like, chill. Okay? Anyway, so then he's talking about his friends and how he's brought his friends with him to live with him. And he's like, well, basically what he has done is he has established this sense of normalcy with this lifestyle, including, chefs and, cleaning staff and a huge house. So this to them is their daily life. And he brought them here. But what happens in the moments where maybe he decides that he wants to live alone? Maybe he decides that maybe he gets married or whatever the case may be. And he moves on with his life. And his friends are no longer going to be living with him as roommates, because he's paying all the bills. What will they do? Now he has set them up to be disappointed because they can't afford the way he lives, right? And he's like, I've done this. But remember, guys, we're not supposed to be here. So like, I guess it's kind of like appreciate what you have and what you've accomplished, but understand that you are lucky and you are blessed. And, don't take it for granted. Anyway, that's my take on that.
This might disguise a spoiled kid with homies. I gotta remind that we not supposed to be here.
I feel like that all the time. All the time.
It could be just coincidence or maybe fate planned it. The house that I moved into with my money from Atlantic was my dream house, till I realized where I got the dream from. It looked exactly like my best friend's house in 7th grade, the same house I used to steal from. When he was out of town, I used to break it with my older friend and look around and take anything of value that I saw. The most ironic part about it all is that the kid who lived there wasn't just a friend, he was the
Was that supposed to skip like that, or did my internet just do something stupid?
older friend and look around and take anything of value that I saw. The most ironic part about it all is that the kid who lived there wasn't just a friend, He was the only kid who convinced me to put my music on the internet. Without him, I never would be on these steps. Now this house is just a stark reminder of the bad friend I've always been. Liar that I've always been. Cheater and deceiver still. Lucky motherfucker, but know how to play the victim still. They tell me I fell off and fans defend me. Nah, it's okay. I promise I'm not even supposed to be here in the first place.
Okay. As much as this top right corner creeps me out, that yellow, it creeps me out. Okay. So let me just say this. I feel this so hard because if you look at my life, and I know I'm making it about me, but it's my channel, whatever. If you look at my life, like 10 years ago, I would have done anything. I was like, God, please, 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 if I can survive and get out of the hell that I'm in, I will do anything. Like I'll be good, you know? And now me looking back, my happy place was not being back there. But like he's saying, you know, he's got all these things, but when he thinks about where the dreams started and where they came from, it was the places that he grew up in, the one friend that convinced him that he was good enough. And yet he had stolen every time the friend wasn't around, they were stealing things. And he's like, I'm not saying he's a fraud, but he's saying, I feel like there's a big difference. I feel like I'm a fraud because I'm not supposed to be here. It's really heavy. It's a very heavy sentiment. And, you know, his lyrics are very face value in this song. So there's not a lot of, you know, similes and metaphors to try to interpret. And I appreciate when people put their heart on their sleeves. So I enjoyed this. Anyway, this is Token. I'm not supposed to, or so excuse me, let me say it right. Token, not supposed to be here. I will put the links below and you can go check out the original video yourself. Please go send a like and drop a comment for the algorithm. That would be awesome on his video. And thanks for suggesting this. This was a good one. It's one that I appreciated listening to because I feel that sentiment. Sometimes I feel like, okay, I'm a petty bitch. So here's the thing. I don't always feel bad about getting out of the mess I was in and making my life better for me and my kids. But I'll tell you, my petty little heart says I was told for years and years and years that I would never be good enough, and I was never good enough, right? And that no one would ever care about me. I would never do good without the person in my life who was basically holding me back. And when I got away, I now own a home. I own my car. I have had a job, you know, steady job. I have my channel that has been around for 3 years. I've met all kinds of really cool artists, YouTubers, creators, authors, you name it. I've interviewed so many hundreds of people, you guys, and people that a lot of them I consider friends, and in a heartbeat. I mean, they jump on with me, they talk to me, we are in DMs all the time. I am lucky, and I'm petty because I'm like, you're living in a camper with your now wife and no money because you're a worthless piece of shit. So I don't. On the flip side, though, I think, you know, with everything that I've done and I allowed to be done and I allowed to let pass, and how crazy I got as a teenager and how crazy I was in my 20s and stuff, how am I here? You know, you just get to that moment where you're like, damn. But you know what? You got to change your thinking and say, look, I do deserve to be here. He needs to think the same thing. You deserve to be here. You deserve good things. You deserve a good life. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be healthy, and you deserve to be loved. You are valid. You matter. Okay? So just, there's my spiel. I'm sure most of you clicked off by now, but if you have not, please tell me that you made it to this point in the video, because that means the world to me. I just hit my microphone and it totally screwed it up, but I appreciate you. I love you. Okay, next to the ones. What did that even mean? I got to go to the next ones because, like I said, I'm trying to record before work and I'm running out of time. Appreciate you. Have a good day.